Once upon a time, in a beautiful green forest, there was an ant collecting barley. She crossed the road and picked up barley all over the forest. Our ant friend was passing by the road, and suddenly she encountered a beehive on a tree. She smelled the honey and liked it very much. The honeycomb was hanging on top of the tree. The ant thought carefully, but she realized that she could not climb the tree because there was a big rock in front of the tree trunk. She only had a little time. If she tried to climb up the tree using the rock, she would fall off the rock and lose time. Then she wouldn't be able to go home. She wanted to reach the beehive no matter what, because she really loved honey. So she started shouting and screaming, "Oh, people, people, I want honey. I am so obsessed with honey. Is there anyone who can help me reach the beehive? I will give him a prize and a souvenir. I will give him wheat and barley. I only want honey." There was a flying ant who was soaring through the air, so she heard the voice of the ant screaming. She approached and said to her, "Don't go up to the beehive, it's very dangerous." Our ant said, "I want honey, I know what to do, I just want honey." And the flying ant replied to her, "But the bees will sting you." And the ant said, "I am not afraid of bees, I am not afraid, I want honey." Then the flying ant said to her, "Oh, ant, honey is sticky. Your feet and hands will be stuck in the honey." The ant replied to her, "If honey sticks to your feet and hands, no one could eat honey." And the flying ant said, "You might think you know better than me, but please listen to my advice. Give up this desire. I have experience, and I know that this will put you in trouble." The ant got a little irritated and answered proudly, "If you can help, help me and take your wages. I don't need your advice." The flying ant shook her head and said, "You might find someone else helping you reach the hive, but I will not help you with that." The ant turned her back on the flying ant and said to her, "I will get to that hive at any cost." The flying ant realized that there was no point in talking to the ant, so she left. A fly reached the ant while she was yelling for help. Perhaps someone should help her reach the beehive. So the fly heard the ant's voice. She approached and said to the ant, "Zzz, my ant friend, you want honey? You have a right. I will help you reach the hive." The ant rejoiced a lot and said to the fly, "God bless you. You are so good to others. Come and raise me to the hive." The fly approached and carried the ant from the ground to the beehive and placed her at the entrance. The ant entered the cell and ate a little honey, but her passion for honey did not stop until she reached a reservoir of honey. Oh no! The ant's hands and legs are stuck in honey. She can no longer move. This is certain because ants are so small and light. No matter how hard she tried to save herself, she couldn't do anything. Oh my, why didn't I heed the advice of the flying ant? The ant did everything she could. She was firmly stuck in the honey. Her legs stuck to the floor of the hive. Overwhelmed by sadness, anxiety, and fear, the ant started crying and screaming for someone to help her. I was wrong. Can anyone help me?" The flying ant was sure that the greedy ant would have a big problem, so she had stayed close by. She heard the ant's voice coming from the cell, so she entered, rescued her from the honey, and carried her back down. The ant was regretful because she did not heed the flying ant's advice. The flying ant gave her such good advice, but she did not listen. Now that the flying ant had helped her, the ant had understood that she must listen to the words of her elders. The flying ant looked at her and said, "I don't want to blame you, but excess greed causes problems for us. This time you got lucky because I did help you, but you have to be more careful." With remorse, the ant lowered her head down and accepted the words of the flying ant, and promised her that she would not be greedy ever again, and that she would listen to the advice and words of adults. Our story is over. Hope you enjoyed it.